Hey everybody, this is our Black Panther Wakanda Forever review, David and the Geek Show with friends, and I have joined by Dominic. We just saw the movie yesterday.
It was really good.
What'd you think?
It was good.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's definitely one of the most dramatic and actually very cool, like action-packed Marvel MCU movie. I really liked the movie for the fact that it took itself seriously and it had a lot to deal with, like emotionally, the death of T'Challa.
Yeah.
We got introduced to a lot of new characters.
We got introduced to Ironheart.
Yeah.
T'Challa's kid.
Yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it at the end. We'll get to that in a little bit. But the movie itself, it was really good. Like I said, it delivered a great story and great action, great characters. Like I said, it took itself seriously. It had a really good story. And I love the fact that it was a real movie, like it was honest, it was serious. Which, it's cool for a superhero blockbuster movie. It could be all goofy and don't make sense.
Like Thor.
Yeah. Thor was a good movie, but it didn't take itself very seriously. And that's what I liked about this one, because it did.
Yeah.
And so the beginning of the movie, it starts out with the death of Black Panther, T'Challa.
Shuri decides to save him. She tries to make that purple.
Yeah. Try to make the purple her. And and that's pretty much like, this is how the beginning of the movie starts out right here. It's very emotional. And then pretty much the first half of the movie is just them dealing with the death of Black Panther, right, T'Challa.
Yeah.
And that's and then here this is where we get introduced to Neymar and the Telecon people, right, for the first time.
They climb up, and there was a
they attack the ship.
Really good action scene.
Yeah, they're trying to get the like the group of what is it, like the FBI, right?
Then
like the U.S. soldiers, they're trying, not the soldiers, but like the U.S. military. They're trying to get the government. They're trying to get themselves some what do you call that? What's that? What stuff that they have?
Vibranium.
Yeah, they're trying to get. Sorry, brain freaking there. They're trying to get the vibranium here, and this is where they discover vibraniums in the water, which is Neymar's hometown, Telecon.
And the Queen starts talking about the vibranium and stuff.
Yeah. And this is where we meet the Telecon people and Neymar for the first time, where they try to stop them from getting to their city and learning about vibranium.
And then
and learn about their town, Telecon.
And then Shuri. Then we get introduced to Shuri at her.
Yeah, and then after this scene here, we catch up with Shuri and how she's dealing with the death of T'Challa. And she built herself like some new equipment, right?
Yeah, and then she even references that she has an Iron Man suit.
Yeah, this is a very cool scene right here when they first introduced Neymar and everything. This is like a really cool scene right here. And here this is where, like I said, we get introduced to Riri Williams, Ironheart. When they discover that she was the one that built the vibranium. Well, it's the machine where you can find vibranium anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah. And then
and that's what the Telecon and Neymar are trying to stop.
And then
that's the main plot of the movie, pretty much.
And then Neymar kidnaps Shuri and
yeah, and then we get some cool action scene with we see Ironheart for the first time, right?
Yeah. In her Mark 1.
Yeah, we see her in her Mark 1. She's in her Mark 1 suit, and then it's a very cool action scene with her and Okoye, and then this is it right here. This is the scene, and this is where they trap her for the first time, and Shuri agrees to go to Telecon to talk to Namor, and
then he basically tells him if Wakanda's an ally or
enemy.
Yeah.
And then that's where the movie kind of kicks off, like the plot and everything.
And then Neymar goes to talk with the queen.
Yeah.
and then with the girl, she helps. Who's her name? The one who helps Shuri and.
Oh yeah, it's Lupita Nyong'o's character, and her name is Okoye, I think.
No, that's Okoye.
Oh, that's Okoye. I think her name is. Give me a minute here. I'll find it out for you. But yeah, she talks to her.
Yeah, and then they take it. Her.
She agrees to help find Siri, right?
Yeah.
And then she.
And then they find her.
Yeah.
They basically like. It's a really big action scene. And then
Yeah, and then that's when they find out like how to. This is when they meet. She goes to Telecon and she meets this whole city, right? And Siri meets this whole city, and they meet. They tell his backstory, which is a very cool scene.
And then
it's like
they have this
it's Mexican Spanish roots, right?
And then they have this big end battle.
Yeah.
We get introduced to
Well, hold on. Before that, they and that's our dog there in the back.
Yeah.
Before that, they talk about like how do you manage to protect, because they want to kill Ironheart, Riri Williams, because they think she's dangerous, right? Neymar wants to kill her.
Yeah.
And then they talk about like how you're gonna protect them from the world.
And then
he asks her to join her to destroy the world, but Siri refuses, right?
And then that's when we have the big.
Yeah, and yeah, it was Nikita. That's her name. Yeah, her name is Nikita. Nikita pretty much comes up with a plan to escape.
And then
Suri out of Telecon, right? She escapes her. She frees her.
While Neymar's talking to the queen.
Yeah, talking to the queen. And then from there, that's when everything kicks off. Yeah.
The big action scene.
And then from there, Neymar is mad because they kill one of her people, and then that's when they attack Wakanda. And that's a very cool scene.
And then we get introduced
to. They flood Wakanda. This is the scene right here where they flood Wakanda.
Wait, hold on. And then the queen, she passed away.
Yeah, and then Neymar kills the queen, and that's what sets Shuri off into like a vengeance mode.
And then Shuri tries to create the flower again.
Yeah, and that's when she decides to try to get Black Panther back, and she's full of vengeance. She wants revenge, right? Because they killed her mom, and T'Challa died, so she's like very mad at the world.
She succeeds with the flower. She takes it, and she sees Killmonger.
Yeah. To our surprise, we get a Killmonger cameo. And it's very cool because there was a lot of speculation that he was going to come out, but we didn't know for sure. And then we finally see Killmonger. And it's a cool scene. He tells her, like, why did you pick me? Because, he could have talked to her mom, the queen, or, T'Challa, Black Panther. But he came out because she chose him. And that was because she wants revenge, right?
Yeah, and then, Riri Williams is making her Mark II. We see that.
Yeah, we see Riri Williams do her thing.
We also see her. Also see Shuri's Black Panther.
Yeah, we see Shuri's Black Panther, and that's like really cool. And then she wakes up from the dream and she's mad because she saw Killmonger, not, her family, not T'Challa. What she wanted to see was T'Challa, because she saw him instead. And then she gets really mad, and she punches like a Black Panther suit, right, and it flies against the wall. And then that's when they know it worked, and she became new Black Panther. And then that sets her off in revenge mode, like I said. She's full of rage, she's full of vengeance.
And then that sets up the big battle scene at the end.
Yeah. And then before that, we we saw her in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and we saw her in. But this is a surprise because they didn't show her in the trailer, so they didn't know she was gonna come out.
Who?
We saw Valentina, Allegra Valentina. She came out in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and she came out Black Widow, the end scene. And she came out here, so it looks like she's setting up for the Thunderbolts movie. And then she made her presence known that she wants vibranium, right?
Mhm.
So I think that's pretty much sets up the plot for the Thunderbolts movie, right?
Yeah. And then Namor, and then Wakanda might get like a little teaser. And this also sets up the Ironheart this season.
Yeah, it sets up the Ironheart season as well. Riri Williams' character. There's a lot that goes on here. Like there's a lot of characters.
Like Okoye.
And that's Lily with her scooter. You know how she always drops it all the time.
And then Okoye gets like that midnight suit thing.
Yeah, Shuri makes the Okoye some really cool suit, and like I said, there's a lot in this movie that they
that
put
sets
in.
up.
So that's why the runtime of this movie is 2 hours and almost 3 hours long. But it's a hell of a ride, and it's a great movie. Like I said, the action scenes, especially the action scenes with Namor and Shuri and Black Panther at the end, it's really cool.
Why do you say Shuri and Black Panther? Shuri is Black Panther.
That's what I mean. And like I said, they have some really great action scenes. And it pays off there at the end, the final battle. Like I said, Namor is a really cool character. I think they did her well. They did him well, I'm sorry. You know, like I said, for the screen time, a character like him, it's not easy to like make him on the screen into a movie. He's a hard character to, develop. But I thought he was really cool, right? He was like the standout in the movie, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
He was really cool. I hope we get to see more of him, and there's speculation that he might come out in the Avengers movie, right?
Or maybe the Okoye season.
Yeah, that too. He might come out in the X-Men too, right?
Ironheart maybe.
Yeah. So I hope there's a lot to do with him, so I hope we see him in a lot of future MCU movies.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the movie, they
There's
have
a
the
big
big battles right there. Shuri, of course, gets the upper hand this time, and she's about to kill him, but
she doesn't wanna.
yeah, she shows mercy. She has like glimpses of T'Challa, right, her family.
And she finally sees her mom in the little thing.
Yeah, she sees her mom, and she tells her, "This is what you want to be remembered for. Like, what are pretty much what are you fighting for? What's your, what's your motives? You're a hero or you're like a villain, vengeance type of thing." It's a really cool scene, and then she shows Namor mercy, and that's when they agree to be like friends, right? To be allies.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie, the post-credit scene.
Yeah, and then after that, we get all the we tie all the loose ends of the movie.
We see T'Challa.
Riri goes back to Chicago. Ironheart goes back to Chicago. Okoye freezes. What's his name? The military, the government guy. The one that was talking to Valentina. When we see Everett Ross, which is played by Martin. He came out in the first movie. He's like a friend with Wakanda. She frees him because he goes to jail because they realized that he was talking to Wakanda. And so that's like the subplot in the movie, it's Wakanda versus the U.S. government.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah. And then the ending of the movie, it was very cool. Very sad, but you definitely gotta stay for the end of the movie. It's a very cool scene.
So talk about it, let's see.
Where Shuri sort of like remembers T'Challa. It's a very touching scene. That's how the movie ends, right?
Yeah.
And then the post-credit scene, we get the biggest discovery in the movie, the biggest shocker.
T'Challa has a kid.
Yeah. So
Prince
pretty
T'Challa.
much, yeah, pretty much Nakia tells Shuri that she has a kid, how old is he? Like 5 or 6?
Yeah.
And he's the son of T'Challa, so he's Prince T'Challa.
And that sets up the Young Avengers and all that.
Yeah, so, and that kind of like, pretty much explains the future of the Black Panther franchise and where they're going with the story. Which I'm happy with because they could have recasted T'Challa, but I'm glad they didn't because this is definitely the better way to go.
How would they recast T'Challa? Isn't he dead?
Yeah, well, you should just get another actor. But I'm glad they did this route because it's a lot cooler of a story, you know. And like I said, when they pay it off in the Young Avengers and then when it becomes adult and becomes the new Black Panther, that'll be a cool story to see. And yeah, that's a very cool scene. It's a very touching scene. Like I said, it's not easy to watch, you know, obviously because Chadwick Boseman died of cancer. And,
yeah, and we see that in like the intro, like the Marvel Studios.
Oh yeah, they give him a nice tribute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Marvel Studios. Not every movie they have the Marvel logo. This one is all Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
So it was very nice. They did the same thing with Stan Lee. Yeah, the whole movie pretty much was a good tribute to T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman. Like I said, I liked how we saw Killmonger. What made you think we might see him again?
Yeah.
Same thing with Namor. I hope we get to see more of him, and I hope we get to see more of you know what Telecon has to offer and what Shuri has to offer as the Black Panther and like Black Panther 3. You know, that's
In which movie did the Stanley thing come out?
I believe it was the Avengers, Infinity Wars or Endgame, one of those.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, so it was very cool tribute, and it's a great movie. Like I said, it's action packed. Definitely go see it to see no more.
So yeah.
One of the best Marvel villains, anti-heroes that they've done.
I don't know. Was this better than the Multiverse of Madness? No.
If I had to rank it, I would. For me personally, I would say it was only because it had more writing on it. Definitely more substance.
But I think Multiverse of Madness had more like action.
Yeah, if you want the action, maybe, but like the whole storyline and the whole movie itself, I would say Black Panther's more of a fun ride than.
But I mean,
Doctor Strange.
the Multiverse of Madness sets up a lot more stuff.
Yeah, but this one here, like I said, it had a lot riding on it to the fact of the death of Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa, and the introduction of Neymar. So.
Yeah. The first unit.
Yeah, which is very cool. Like I said, it might come out in the X-Men movie. They definitely tease him in an X-Men movie. But overall, like I said, I give the movie a 10 out of 10. Both Black Panther movies have been very solid. Some of the best MCU movies out there. So definitely go check it out. What was your final grade on it, Simon?
I think I would say 7 out of 10. I liked it, but I got bored like on one part.
Yeah, Dominic wasn't really feeling. What parts did you didn't like about the movie?
I didn't like when they talked.
Yeah, Dominic's more of an action guy. He's not much of a storyline guy, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love the storyline because I think without it, it's just an action movie. It's just plain old action movie. So you definitely need the substance in there to evolve it to a movie that's great. And that's our dog again. But yes, that was our Black Panther Wakanda Forever review. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to like our page. Make sure to subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Check us out next week for more videos. And then we got the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special coming out. So yes, definitely check us out on the next one here. You'll have a great night. Wakanda Forever. Go check out Black Panther Wakanda Forever and let us know what you thought.
Bye.
Stay geeky, my friends.
Bye.